Most new permanent residents in Canada are sending money home, to family, to pay off debts, to build property abroad. And most of them are losing hundreds or thousands of dollars every single year without even knowing it. Not in obvious fees, in hidden exchange rate markups that banks charge on every single transfer. In the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly which services to use, which to avoid, and how to make sure every dollar you send goes as far as possible. Let's go. Before we compare any services, you need to understand the two costs that every international money transfer actually has. The first is the transfer fee, the amount the service charges up front. This one is visible, you can see it before you confirm. The second is the exchange rate markup, and this is the hidden one. When a bank or transfer service converts your Canadian dollars to your recipient's currency, they use a rate that is worse than the real mid-market rate. The difference between what they give you and the true rate is their profit, and you pay it invisibly. On a $1,000 transfer, a Big 5 bank might charge $25 in fees plus apply a 2.5% exchange rate markup, costing you $50 total. The same transfer through Wise costs around $13. That $37 difference seems small, but if you send $1,000 home every month, that's $444 per year disappearing into bank fees. For a $3,000 monthly remittance, it's over $1,300 a year. This video pays for itself. Here is the full comparison of money transfer services from Canada in 2026. Wise, formerly TransferWise, charges a transparent flat fee between $2 and $15 plus a small percentage, and uses the real mid-market exchange rate with minimal markup. This is the most transparent service available and works well for large transfers to most countries. Remitly specializes in major remittance corridors, India, Philippines, Pakistan, Nigeria, and offers very competitive rates for those specific destinations, often with delivery in minutes. Z Money Transfer charges no transfer fee and applies a small markup, best for large amounts. Western Union and MoneyGram are the cash pickup options, useful if your family member doesn't have a bank account and needs physical cash. The cost is higher but the network is massive. Bank wire through a Big 5 bank is the most expensive option for small amounts, $15 to $35 in fees plus a 2 to 3% rate spread. And PayPal is the worst option for international transfers, up to 4% in hidden exchange rate costs. Avoid it for this purpose. Let me make this concrete with real numbers. If you send $1,000 Canadian dollars to India today, here is what your family actually receives in rupees depending on which service you use. Using the mid-market benchmark, the true exchange rate, they would receive 62,500 rupees. With Remitly Express, they receive about 61,614 rupees. The total cost to you is around $17. With Wise, they receive 60,875 rupees, total cost around $26. With Western Union, they receive 59,394 rupees, total cost around $54. And with a bank wire through a Big 5 bank, they receive 57,350 rupees. Your total cost is around $84. The bank wire costs 5 times more than Remitly for the exact same transfer. The money doesn't go to your family. It goes to the bank. Now multiply that by 12 months. Here's your PR cheat sheet by destination country. For India, Remitly is the top pick, especially for UPI delivery, which is instant into any Indian bank account. Wise is the backup for larger amounts. For the Philippines, Remitly leads with direct GCash wallet delivery, which most Filipino families can use instantly without visiting a bank. For Pakistan, Nigeria, and UAE, both Wise and Remitly are competitive. For the UK and USA, Wise is excellent given its British roots and strong GBP and USD rates. For Caribbean and Latin American destinations where cash pickup is needed, Western Union and MoneyGram have the widest physical network. And for China, Wise handles CNY bank deposits, though Chinese receiving limits can complicate large transfers. One important tip: if you're new to Remitly, your first transfer often gets a promotional rate very close to the mid-market rate. Use that for a larger transfer to maximize the saving. Now let's talk about the tax rules, because this is where new PRs get confused and sometimes scared away from transferring money legitimately. First, if you are sending money out of Canada, to your parents, to pay off a loan, to support your family, that is not taxable in Canada. You don't owe the CRA anything for sending your own money abroad. Transfers over $10,000 are automatically reported to FINTRAC by your sending institution. But this is a standard financial monitoring requirement, not a tax event. You don't need to do anything. Second, if you are receiving money from abroad, a gift from family, not taxable. But if you're receiving income, salary from a job you're still doing abroad, rental income from property you own, pension payments, or investment returns, that income must be declared on your Canadian tax return. And as I covered in video 30, if you hold foreign property worth more than $100,000 Canadian, you must file Form T1135 annually. Use Canada's tax treaty network. Your foreign taxes paid reduce your Canadian tax bill dollar for dollar. Here are 5 ways to squeeze more value out of every transfer. First, transfer larger amounts less frequently. A $15 flat fee on a $5,000 transfer is 0.3%. The same $15 on a $300 transfer is 5%. Batch your transfers when possible. Second, always compare rates on the day you transfer. Exchange rates move every hour and locking in on a strong day can save you meaningfully. Third, if you're new to Remitly, always use your first transfer for a larger amount. The promotional rate for new users is often the best rate you'll ever see on that platform. Fourth, set up recurring automated transfers on Wise or Remitly so you never forget and always get the rate for that week. Fifth, never use a Big 5 bank wire for amounts under $5,000. The $25 to $35 fee combined with a 2 to 3% rate spread makes it the most expensive option in the table. And if you're moving significant amounts internationally over time, the Wise multi-currency account lets you hold Canadian dollars, US dollars, British pounds, and Indian rupees in one account and convert at near real rates whenever you want. Let's talk about a scenario specific to many new PRs. Bringing a large sum of savings from your home country to Canada when you first land. This is often called the landing transfer, and it can be tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The single most important thing I can tell you is, do not use your bank's wire service for this. On a $50,000 transfer, the combination of a $35 fee and a 2.5% exchange rate spread costs you roughly $1,285. The same transfer through Wise with its near mid-market rate and transparent fee structure costs you approximately $300 to $400. You save $800 to $900 on one transfer. Use Wise or Z Money Transfer for large amounts. Set up the account, verify your identity, they require ID for large transfers, and initiate from your home country bank. Also remember, if your total foreign assets exceed $100,000 Canadian at any point during the year, you are required to report this on Form T1135. Setting up Wise takes about 10 minutes. Go to wise.com or download the app. Create an account with your email. You'll need to verify your identity using your passport or PR card. This is required by Canadian financial regulations for transfers above $1,500 and is a one-time process. Link your Canadian bank account or debit card as your funding source. Then enter your recipient's bank details, their full name, account number, and the routing or SWIFT code for their bank. Enter the amount you want to send, and Wise will show you the exact mid-market exchange rate, the exact fee, and the exact amount your recipient will receive, all before you confirm. There are no surprises. Confirm the transfer and your recipient typically receives the funds within 1 to 3 business days. After the first transfer, the recipient's details are saved, so every future transfer takes about 60 seconds. I want to address something that many new permanent residents worry about unnecessarily, the FINTRAC $10,000 reporting rule. FINTRAC is Canada's financial intelligence unit. Anytime you send or receive more than $10,000 in a single transaction, your bank or transfer service is legally required to report that transaction to FINTRAC. This is automatic. You don't file anything. You don't receive any notice. It simply happens in the background. This is not a tax event. It does not mean you're being investigated. It does not mean you owe money to the CRA. It is a standard anti-money laundering monitoring requirement that applies to every single person in Canada, new PR or lifelong citizen. Legitimate transfers of your own money for legitimate purposes are completely normal. Wise, Remitly, and the banks all comply with this automatically. You do nothing. Here's the summary. Every international transfer has two costs, the visible fee and the hidden exchange rate markup. Wise and Remitly consistently save new PRs hundreds of dollars per year compared to Big 5 bank wires. The best service depends on your destination country. Use the cheat sheet from this video. Sending your own money or gifts to family abroad is not taxable in Canada. Receiving foreign income is, and the FINTRAC $10,000 reporting rule is automatic and requires zero action from you. Know these rules. Use the right tools. Every dollar counts. If this saved you money, or will save you money on your next transfer, hit like and subscribe to PR Wealth Lab. Comment below. Which country do you send money to, and which service are you currently using?